well into the season that I was going to die, so I knew I was going to die. And, you know, sad to see Dopes go, but the reality is that he couldn't have maintained the integrity of who he was if that didn't happen. We couldn't go 8 years going, I'm watching you, and eventually Dexter says, who cares, right? I'm watching you too, right? So I knew well in advance, you know, it gave me a chance to prepare, it gave me a chance to dig in and try to do the best work I could do, so that was my experience.
May I say something?
Sure.
Deciding, you know, once we would pitch out a year and it became inevitable that in order to make the Dexter story work, because all of the people who died, he bears the weight and it's a lesson that he adds to his being. But those are the hardest decisions I've ever been part of, and I think all the other producers on the show can, how agonizing it is. It is like a death in the family, and you strive to think, okay, there must be another way Dexter could learn this lesson without Rita dying, or without Dopes dying, or without Roberta dying. But it becomes inevitable, but it is the hardest thing we've ever been through. Very emotional for us.
Lauren, how far in advance did you know that Maria was going to be going?
I think it was about episode 10, but once she was promoted to captain, I thought, I don't know what's going to happen. I really thought, I think this is the beginning of the end, really. So I wasn't surprised, but I wasn't prepared for how I was going to feel about it at all. And I couldn't even think about it until months after, really, because like Julie was saying, it you know, becomes a part of you. You really take it on, and this person you create lives with you, and it's inside of you. That sounds really crazy, but that's what it is. And so when it's like losing somebody very suddenly, you don't have enough time, it's a loss. You don't have time to prepare, and you sort of, for me, I came here to do the show, so then I had to move, you know, my whole life back to New York. So it was a really huge shift for me that came about very suddenly, and which, you know, in some ways made the work much, much richer, and the experience much richer.
I did video, and then I did...
Desmond, speaking about living with a character, Quinn is a bit of a mess.
This is video here.
Yeah.
He's got a drinking problem.
Switch it back to photo.
Has
Bring it on.
difficulty with relationships, let's say.
This is my second battery.
Doesn't always get along with his own partners, with his other members of the